shimmer, I am going to use, oh my god, my voice. What happened? Hey guys, it's Ivory. Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I am doing a full review on the Morphe x Jaclyn Hill Vault collection. I am going to be using the Bling Boss palette. This is what I created. I was able to use 9 out of the 10 shades, and this is not a first impressions because I wanted to give a thorough review. So I've actually used this about 2 or 3 times, give or take. So I have a pretty good idea of whether I think this is worth the money or not. Before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sundays and post occasional bonus videos throughout the week. So if you want to know how to get this look as well as get a review about whether I think that this is worth your money, then please keep on watching. Okay, so if you are not familiar with this palette, this is what it looks like. Very like purpley, some berry, cranberry tones, and we have a mixture of both mattes, shimmers, and metallics. There are 10 shades, and this retails for $15 for each palette, and if you get them in a bundle, it's $49, so you save a little bit of money. I did go ahead and get the entire collection. This was sent to me in exchange for $49, so yeah, I had to pay for it. Okay, I've already primed my lids, so first I'm gonna go in with Hush Hush, which is this cool toned purpley grayish color, and I'm going to be using a Wet n Wild fluffy brush, and this is going to be our transition shade. I'm just going to basically apply this all over the lid. There's a little bit of kickback in the pan, but nothing that I haven't seen before, so I'm not gonna like throw a hissy fit about this. So as you can see, it does pick up. It's not patchy and it blends quite easily. Okay, so that is the first color. It's pretty basic, so I don't have a problem with it. We're gonna move on with a smaller fluffy brush. I'm going in with Rockstar, which is this purple color, and I am gonna apply that everywhere on the lid, just a little bit lower than when we added our transition shade. Okay, that's a lot. Let's distribute over here. Okay. Okay, so I'm having the same problems that I keep having every single time I try this palette. Like you saw, I applied too much here, and then when I try to blend it out, it's not really blending. It's still mostly pigmented here, and as I'm blending it out, it's a little patchy and kind of skipping a little bit. Another thing I wanted to note was I feel like this color, maybe it's just me, but the color Rockstar, it's not true to its color when applied to the lids. Like this looks different. I don't know if it's super easy to tell, but it's just kind of patchy. I'm gonna keep working with it. The mattes aren't like building well on top of each other too. It's just, ugh. But like, why though? I'm getting frustrated. I've been blending for like 5 minutes. I'm gonna take our first brush and just kind of diffuse the top. I'm kind of just going back and forth with this color and then trying to blend over and over so that they look as even as possible. Okay, this is about as good as it's gonna get. I'm not super happy with how this laid down. If you can tell, it's patchy, especially right here, and it's just not great. Okay, next on the like inner corner of my eyes, I'm going to go in with Pizzazz. It is this cranberry shimmer, and I'm gonna go in with a synthetic flat brush. And I went ahead and I sprayed it because she always sprays. I'm not gonna go in too far into my lid because I only want it really concentrated in the first third. It's there. I mean, it's pretty. Not really having any issues with it. Honestly though, with these types of colors like shimmers and metallics, I like to use a brush and then I go over it with my finger just to get like the most pigmentation possible. And I'm gonna do that today too. And that I'm not trying to make a special case for this palette. That is really what I always do. Okay, so that is Pizzazz. I think it's pretty, it's creamy. I didn't have any issues. Okay, next for the rest of the lid, I'm going in with Gem. It's this really pretty purple. Again, I'm gonna spray my brush, go straight into it. I wanna try and use as many colors as possible to give you a good idea of how most of these shadows perform. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. eyeshadow brush and still picking up that purple. I'm just gonna intensify it a little bit. Okay, next with my finger, I'm just gonna apply that to the lid. This color is beautiful. I have to admit, I really like this color. This palette definitely screams more summer to me than anything, but I can definitely see people using this for the winter as well. I'm gonna go in with Pizzazz again and kind of just blend that into the purple so that it creates like a really nice gradient and it's not just like a harsh line dividing the two. Okay, so we're done with that. Next, I'm going in with Mystic, which is this like brownish plum, and I'm going in with the e.l.f. blending eye brush, and I'm just gonna only apply it to my outer V. It's a little hard to tell because like I have color down already, but I did one time use this, like when I was playing around with this palette, I used this color as my transition shade and I had the same problem as Rockstar. It's just kind of patchy. All right, with the e.l.f. eyeliner brush, it's just this flat edge right here. I'm gonna take Sparks, it's this red color, and I'm gonna tightline my lower lash line right here. Okay, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to use Bling Bling or Glitz and Glam, so I'm actually gonna use both. So for my inner corner, I am going to use, oh my god, my voice. So for my inner corner, I am going to use the Glitz and Glam. This is a metallic, right? Like, it's shiny. That's all you need to know. I'm gonna wet my pencil brush. I mean, it's pretty. It's not blinding, but it's pretty. And I think it's pretty buildable though. I will say that it takes like quite a bit of like digging into. I have to press into this quite a bit to get it to the pigment I want on my brush. Because I like a pretty bright inner corner. Not all the time, but a lot of the time I do. Okay, so that is the inner corner. I think it's pretty. And then using this flat brush, I'm going in with Bling Bling and we're gonna put that on my brow bone. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I have to like really dig in here to get the shimmer, like the amount I want. But there's no fallout from doing that. Like it kind of just, like it doesn't crumble. It kind of just like presses itself. Like, you know, when you know like that putty makeup, when you press into it, like it doesn't pill or crumble. It kind of just like molds into like the pressure that you create. It's kind of like that. Okay, I really wouldn't normally add this much brow bone highlight, but I want you guys to see it. So here it is. I'm going in with a little bit of Berry Treasure, which is like a mixed black. It's like black with purple glitter in it. It's very interesting. So I'm going in with the same flat edge brush and I'm only going... No. No. No, no, no. Okay. Abort. Abort. I can save it. I can save it. Don't fret, guys. Don't panic. Even though I'm panicking. Don't panic. Okay, so the black is just on the, it's like tight lined across the lower lash line. So I'm gonna go back in with Sparks and smoke out this black. That was my bad, guys. Ugh. I'm so mad at myself. I didn't try that color before, the Berry Treasure. I was like, let's just take it there. Why not? It's the last time I try to be ballsy. I hate this look. Okay, plan B. Okay, so I took it off with a makeup wipe and reapplied some concealer. I think we're back in the game. I had not tried that berry color before. You should know it's very pigmented. I'm gonna go back in with Sparks, that original red color, and I am going to tightline it once again to my lower lash line. Okay, so I just went and finished the rest of my face and applied some lashes. At this point, I've tried the palette, I think about 2-3 times, and I think I have a pretty good idea of like how I feel about it. In general, I'm gonna say that the mattes are not that great. They're a little patchy, they kind of skip. That's not all of them, I should say. Sparks was actually pretty good, and Hush Hush, though I couldn't really see it, it blended out just fine. But I did have problems with Rockstar and Mystic. Those were kind of patchy. The shimmers, these two in particular, and this one, they're great. I don't have a problem with them. They performed very well. They're creamy, they're buttery. I think they work just fine. These two metallics though, I don't know, I have to pick up quite a bit of product to get it to like the amount of pigment that I want. Overall, for $15, I think this is an okay palette. Do I think it's the best palette? Probably not. Do I think this is worth your money? I mean, if you like these colors, I think it's okay. Do I personally like these colors? I think there are definitely some interesting elements in here. I think that this Berry Treasure is really unique, and I really like Gem, but everything else I wouldn't normally reach for. I like neutrals in general. So I you know, I like a neutral color with like maybe a pop of color on the lid. So like maybe think like colors like this I would reach for, but other than that, the rest of them I'm kind of like, meh, I could do without. Do I think this is a complete palette? Yes. I think you have a really good variety of shimmers, so like you could change your inner corner between these two or even this. I think you have a nice variety of mattes for transition shades, and same thing for the shimmers. Like you could really interchange these colors and make a bunch of different looks. So I do think this is actually a complete palette. I don't think she's missing anything. I think she gave a lot of variety, so I do think that much about this. I'm not gonna say that about all the other palettes though. I'm only speaking towards Bling Boss. When you think about it, 10 shades for $15 is about $1 and some change for each color. So when you think about it, like there's a lot of controversy happening with this palette. And when you think about it, it's like, say when I went to the Dollar Tree and I got products for $1, I did not expect the most out of them. And people are like comparing it to really high-end makeup. And you have to think like this is relatively cheap, okay? It's very affordable. I understand that Jaclyn's name is on it, but if we took out that element and the fact that she really hyped this up, you can't expect the best thing in the world when each shadow is like $1 and some change, you know? So I try to keep that in mind when you take away the celebrity out of it. Just think about the product itself. You got something really cheap, super affordable, and it performed decently. If this was like, if you took out her name to me and I said, wow, for 15 bucks and 10 shades, I think this is pretty nice. I don't want to get too rambly, but in general, I think that this palette was okay. If you like colors like this, then maybe invest, because you can create a lot of different looks with this. So yeah, this is the first of the 4 reviews that I'm gonna do with the vault, since I did buy them all. So stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like it and comment down below what other types of videos you'd like to see from me, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.